Jake Pedersen. This is another addition to our new Instagram Live series called Looking Bach. I play Bach in the 20th anniversary cast of Wicked on Broadway. We just turned 20 on Monday, and boy, was it really, really fun to celebrate. We had a beautiful, beautiful time. Lots of fun memories. But we can get into that later if we want. I have another special guest today, and selfishly, I'm very excited because it is a former Bach. So we have Bach, looking Bach, talking to Bach, going Bach to Bach. You know what I mean? All right, let me see if he's in the chat here, and I'll add him here, and then I'll introduce him. Is it working? Let's see. Maybe not every time. There it is. Yo!
What up, Jake? We bringing sexy Bach, baby.
That's right. I love it. Wow. All right. I'm going to introduce you because I haven't done that yet, but will. Okay, everyone, if you don't know, this is Robin DeJesus. Holy crap. He was former Bach back on Broadway in 2014 to 2016, and you were also on the national tour, the second national tour as Bach in 2017 to 2018. How the heck are you?
Correct. All correct. Thank you so much for the intro. I'm goody, yo. I'm goody. It's a gloomy New York day, but sometimes in the fall, I kind of dig that little, like...
Yes. I got
cuddle
my
weather.
sweater on.
Yeah. My apartment's like a little too cold, so when I got up today, I was like, all right, you're awake.
Yes.
The cold is making you awake. I'm good. All is well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. We had a good celebration, you know. Thank you for doing this too. Thanks for taking time out of your day here and talking to us. I'm like actually very selfishly excited for this because you are our first Bach on this little series. So it's
Seriously?
my first time talking to another Bach, you know.
But also, like, I was there Monday. You're so fucking great. Pardon my language. You're so freaking great in the show.
Thank you.
Like, just you killed it, and I'm glad we get to have this moment.
Yeah, well, thank you for saying that. It was a crazy show. Very cool to be a part of, for sure. Oh my gosh. And also just a little like fun fact. I wore, I believe it was your silver jacket for Governor's Mansion in the second act all through my tour days. It was all yours. So I was like, this is cool for me. I saw your name tag every day. This is great.
It is so weird how like the Bachs connect over little things that one would never think, like, oh, I'm wearing your jacket or so-and-so's pants, or like, you know, it's just you see the legacy and you see the inheritance from Bach to Bach.
Yeah, it's really cool. So, but all right, I'm gonna like just throw some questions your way and just talk as much as you want. You know, it's gonna be just chill and fun. But thanks again for doing this. You know, all right. So our first question is, do you remember when you got the call that landed you this role? Where were you? What was the vibe?
Yeah, I was on a little getaway with my boo at the time, and we were just in a hotel room. And I remember, I didn't realize the phone rang, but when I clocked that there was a voicemail, I knew what it was. You know, your gut is like, yo, that's the phone call where I get the offer that I've been waiting for. You know, so I called, and at the time, my boo just like filmed the whole thing, just to make sure that if it was that it was recorded. And then I just like screamed and was like mad hype, and like I love the show so much. I'd seen the show before, and it was such a part of the cultural zeitgeist when I came to New York, especially in the musical theater world. And so it was a show that I always observed and actually didn't really see myself in. And then there came a moment of clarity where I thought, oh, like Bach would actually be really freaking cool to play. So when that happened, it was nice to welcome in a role that you love, a show that you love, and also like the brilliance or the benefits of a show that's been running as long as Wicked, is that it allows people to lead stable lives. Like it affords you financial stability, and the Wicked has employed so many actors over the years, and we forget how important that is to the fabric of Broadway as well. So I was grateful for that check.
Absolutely. That's amazing. Yeah, and you kind of wrapped into my next question too. All of that was beautifully said, and I agree with you through and through. It's a beautiful company to be with because of that stability, and it's also I mean, you heard the audience on Monday alone was just wild. It's still, to this day, it's just hits, and it's really, really special. So, but the next question is, so talking about that, do you remember the first time you experienced Wicked? Like, was that when you were younger? Like, how was that?
So the first time I experienced Wicked was probably via, you know, message boards when the show was in previews and everyone wanted to know what's up with the new Steven Schwartz show, and you see like all the banter in the big ring because everybody wants to be the one that knows everything about theater and the one whose opinion is the most important and relevant regarding Wicked. And I remember just like thinking, I cannot wait to see this show because I'm gonna go having my own experience. That said, I started listening to the music before I saw the show. I grew up in Connecticut, like in a little less than an hour out of the city, and I have musical theater friends that I'm still friends with to this day, many of whom work in New York now and work in theater. There's one particular friend of mine, two friends of mine, they're siblings, and we would just listen to the album nonstop. And I remember we would hang out in their den. It's very title of show way back to then. We used to just sing through the karaoke tracks, perform the songs. My boy Benny would like pull out his broom and be Alpha Boy.
No,
hadn't changed at the time, so he prided himself on being like a sophomore dude who could still belt the high F.
Work.
You know all the things that we did to nerd and geek out, but actually seeing the show, I didn't see it until Shoshana Bean and Jennifer were in the show, and they were so bomb.
Yeah.
It was so not at all what I thought the show was going to be, and that just solidified the love for the show even more.
Beautiful. Oh my God. Yeah, I've definitely had those moments with my friends, and unfortunately, it's happened more often than I'd like to tell you. But it's fun, you know.
Do you ever have one of those moments where you realize, like, oh shoot, my like screen name was like Alphabet 597, Green Girl Gone?
It was similar like that. I had something that was like singer numbers, you know. I was like, I had to tell the world that I'm doing, you know, but something like that. It was, we all got the fan moment. I love it.
Yeah.
But all right, well, being this role, I know that like you are kind of attached to the person who plays Nessa. Who was your first Nessa when you began your journey here?
Kelly Barrett was my first. Yeah.
No way! I just did a show with Kelly Barrett. She was she was in Parade with me. Oh my gosh, I love that.
Oh, of course, also bomb. Show bomb, y'all are bomb. Kelly Barrett was my first Nessa, but unfortunately we only got to do it for a month.
Okay.
Because she was piecing out to go do another show. So I got a month with her, which was great. And then I did the rest of the Broadway run, I want to say, with Catherine Charlebois, who was also just like, boy.
Spectacular. You know? Yeah. It's funny how you always like, when I explain the show to people, it's such a big show, and it's you don't see a lot of shows that do the same thing with the ensemble and like the principals, but specifically for Bach and Nessa, you guys literally go like this with everyone else. You mirror each other, and you never really see anyone unless you like make an effort to. So for me at least, I'm always kind of attached to the hip of my Nessa ropes, and like I talk to them all the time. It's a good time.
Hondo P, I was always attached to Nessa Rose, and I was always attached to the witches standing by.
Yes, absolutely.
We were always chilling together.
Yeah, we're all upstairs together having a good time. Yes. All right. So, okay, we just celebrated 20 years of Wicked, and you played Bach for about 5 of them. So are there any like memories or moments that you carry with you from your time?
I think that 5 was meant to be a 2, but.
Oh yeah, maybe a 2. Am I crazy?
Any specific memories? I mean, I will never forget the process of going into the show, because we were really, really fortunate. There was several of us going in at the time. And so Caroline Bowman was going in, Kara Massey was coming in from tour, Kathy Fitzgerald was coming back, Daniel, who's in the ensemble, was joining the show. Sorry, I meant to say Josh. And I forget who else. So like I remember that specific period because there was a comfort afforded to us, and also stage management at Wicked is so bomb.
Yeah.
Like we felt very safe and calm going into the show. So I think my first strong memory of Wicked was being at the put-in and being shocked at how not nervous I was, how comfortable I was made to feel, and how welcomed I was meant to feel.
Yeah.
And after that, I mean, it's just the kikis of hanging out with everyone. And with tour life too, there's so many memories because your life is just the cast, and so you're always planning day trips and going to wineries, going out afterwards, seeing what drag show is happening in town that week.
Yeah.
So that's the stuff that really sticks out to me the most.
I love that. Yeah, that's a really special moment, especially on the road because you're just eat, sleep, breathe with each other. It's crazy. It's like you never leave each other's side.
It's like you live in a snow
Yeah,
globe.
for real. And it's a beautiful one. Time doesn't really exist there, you know, but you have a good time together.
100%.
So. Yes. All right. We're rolling right through here. This one's kind of a hard one. I ask everyone, and it's fun because I don't know how I'd answer it, but here we go. Why do you think Wicked is still so impactful after 20 years? And what about the show is so special and resonates with people?
Well, it is an incredible universal story about two women who are positioned to be enemies by sort of like the world around them making them think that they have to be, and them on their own terms discovering their true friendship that's deeper than what anyone else around them told them was possible. I also think it's, you know, it's the relation to the movie The Wizard of Oz as well. That's such a part of the great American inheritance that we all take in generation after generation. So I think it's those ties, it's the quality of the piece. And also, I know for me, I have 4 nieces and nephews, ranging from 23 to one just turned 5.
Wow.
And the 2 oldest, the boys, they grew up seeing all my shows from In the Heights on. But my niece came later on. She's 16, and so she didn't get to see a lot of my work. A lot of the work that I did it wasn't appropriate for a kid, or would have gone over her head, or she would have been bored. Wicked was the first show that I could bring my niece to.
Yeah.
And I underestimated, or perhaps my consciousness didn't realize like the importance of her seeing that specific show. That specific show was the first one she saw. And I think for her as a young woman discovering herself and learning more about how to participate in society and how to engage healthily with friendships, like I think there were just a lot more lessons there for her than I had clocked.
Sure.
Yeah. And I think there's a parallel between my personal experience with my niece and what like all of us as a collective feel about the show and how it affects us and society.
Yes. Wow. All right. Well spoken. Well spoken too. He's got it all, y'all. Look at that. Work. That's amazing. All right. So I got one final question for you. And this is fun because I haven't been able to ask this one yet. But are you more of a Bach or a Fiyero in real life?
Yo, that is so funny that people ask this all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I should say people ask me this. People would ask me when I was in the show if they didn't know that I was playing Bach. I would get asked, "Yo, are you playing Bach or are you playing Fiyero?"
Word.
And as a 5'4" dude, like I was just like really confused.
Yeah.
When I first got to New York in 2002, when I first started coming into audition, I remember everyone would ask me, especially because back then people didn't know ethnically what I was, and I'm multiracial. I had a fro back then. And so people would look at me and they would say, "Wait, are you Simba in Lion King?"
Oh my God.
And I would be so confused. I'd be like, "The little one or the big one?" And that's kind of how I feel about Bach and Fiyero.
I love it. Oh my God.
I'm so confused. In my mind, I'm Fiyero, but exterior, I'm Bach, and I'm good with that.
I love that. That is perfect answer. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how I'd answer that. I feel like I'm Bach through and through for me. I can't even like pretend. Yeah. So at least you can pretend. I mean, that's awesome. You got both playing for you. Well, anyway, thank you. Thank you. What's that?
The Fiyeros and the Bach should just switch off.
I know.
Rep,
That's me and Jordan. I was like, you know what? Today we'll switch. We make a joke every so often. I really don't know how that'd read, but I'm here for it. It'd be a fun moment.
Word.
Well, anyway, thank you so much for this. Thank you for joining us today and answering some of my crazy questions. If people want to give you a follow, your handle is, what is it?
Robin of Jesus.
There it is. Robin of Jesus.
It's a joke.
Well, perfect. Everyone follow it because he's got some crazy things going on all the time. And I truly appreciate you. This was very fun for me. And I hope we get to work together at some point. That'd be great.
From your mouth to God's ears.
That's right.
Blessings.
Right. Well, congratulations on 20 years, and I'll see you around.
Thank you. Bye.